What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SGN video where it's all sim all the time. Today we are going to talk to you about the best precipitation sliders for your College Football 26 Dynasty. Now, before we go ahead and dive into the goodies, man, I just want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. If you happen to be new to the channel, if you could do me a solid, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. I have a goal of hitting 20,000 subs before Madden 26 releases, and with your help, I could definitely do that. And if you could like the video as well, that's going to help YouTube push my video in their algorithm and get me seen in front of more people who then, in turn, will subscribe and help me reach my goal. So thank you so much for helping me out. I really appreciate it. Let's dive into why you're here, and that's the precipitation sliders. Now, full disclosure, guys, there is no one set of precipitation sliders that is going to work for everybody, because precipitation sliders need to be based off of your current gameplay sliders. I'm going to explain. More than likely, there are several people watching this, a lot of people that are going to watch this who are not using my gameplay sliders. That's perfectly fine. This is going to be based off of whoever's gameplay sliders you are using. You want to do some things. So we're going to break it down for you as we go through. So we're going to start off with the precipitation movement penalty. You want to match this up with whatever your speed threshold is. So I have precipitation movement at 17 and my speed threshold is 17. I tested this out extensively. This is where the game feels the best in weathered games. So whether you're using 50 threshold, 53, 45, 95, whatever it is, match this up with your speed threshold. Next, as we work our way up, because that seems to be the easiest here, we're going to talk about precipitation kicking strength scale. Kicking strength scale, you're going to do a -10 from whatever you have this, whatever you have your kicking power on. So I have this at 40 because if you scroll up to my special teams, I have my power at 50, -10. Now, if you increase field goal power to 60, you would then raise the impact up to 50 down below. If you have power at 70, your impact would be 60, and so on and so on. Now, if you lower field goal power to 40, you would lower the impact weather's going to have it down to 30. You're already nerfing the power up above. You don't need to have a huge nerf down below, which is why we're going to scale it to 10 below. Very easy to do, whatever you have it set at. Kicking accuracy scale is very similar. We are doing a +10 to whatever you have your accuracy at. So I have this set to 65. We dropped it for power, but for accuracy we're raising it. And part of the reason is because power is done very, very well in the game, and I don't think people mess with power nearly as much as they mess with accuracy. So if you're like me and you struggle with making kicks, or you're sick of seeing the CPU miss all those, point blank chip shot field goals, so you bump up the accuracy to 55, then you want to increase the impact of weather by 10, which would be 65. So if you're really good at kicking field goals in the game and you have your field goal accuracy up here at say 35, then you want to have the impact at 45. Raise that impact up down here in the accuracy. Broken tackle, this is going to be based off of what you have the tackle slider set on in your gameplay sliders, and it's going to be 50 less than whatever you have it set at. Now, there are two tackling sliders, one for the user, one for the CPU. Base it off the CPU because we know that they have an advantage over user anyway. So if you have tackling at default 50 like I do, you're going to have the broken tackle impact on 0. Now, if you have tackling raised up to say 70, then you would go down here and you would bring this up to 20. So 50 and below on tackling for the CPU, you're going to be at 0. Anything above 50, you just raise it along with it. If you're at 60, this will be 10. If you're at 70, this will be 20, so on and so on. Very easy to do with your slider set. Passing strength scale. We don't have a slider for this. I believe that the passing strength is done fairly well in this game, and just from experience of playing football and knowing what weather has as far as an impact on throws, it doesn't need to be as strong as EA has it, which is why we're doing a -10. And so this is the one that I recommend that needs to be at 40. There's no slider that you can tie this to, but this is the one that I strongly recommend. It needs a little bit of a nerf, not a huge nerf, but it needs a nerf over 50. And this will get you a better experience throwing the football in rain and snow games. As we go up to accuracy, we do have a slider we get to tie this to. It's quarterback accuracy. Now again, there are two sliders for accuracy, user and CPU. You're going to base this off the CPU accuracy 100%. So whatever you have the CPU accuracy slider at, you're going to do a +10 on the impact here. So for example, I have CPU accuracy at 50, which is why my impact is at 60. If you are a person who's using 25 quarterback accuracy, I've seen that a lot this year. I even used it in my first slider set. You would then have your precipitation impact down to 35 for the precipitation pass accuracy. Again, you've already nerfed accuracy to begin with up above, so you need to reduce the nerf down here in weather, which is why we're doing a +10. Catch chance is a +20. Now again, two catching sliders, one user, one CPU. Always go off of the CPU. So we're gonna do +20. Whatever you have catching at for the CPU, do a +20. So if you haven't figured it out yet, I have my catching at 50 for the CPU, which is why I have the impact at 70 down below. If you nerfed wide receiver catching to, let's just say 25, again, a very common catch rating for the CPU, you would then have the impact at 45. You're already nerfing the catching up above significantly, so you don't need to go overkill when you're in snow and rain games. This is how you set up your precipitation sliders, guys, based on the slider set that you are using. I hope this really helps you out. I think this is going to give you a great experience. If you go ahead and tie this into whatever slider set you are moving, please let me know how it goes for you when you get that first rain and or snow game. I'm excited to hear the feedback. Otherwise, guys, stay tuned to the next one. Peace.